All right, next we are on to Rogue. We're starting off with Bamboozle, which I have to say is a fantastic name and a really neat card. It's a secret when one of your minions that attacked transform into a random one that costs 3 more. This is pretty hilarious. First of all, the art is great, right? It's like, haha, I'm not actually a Murloc, I'm an ogre. But this is like a very unique effect in Rogue. Obviously we haven't seen anything like this in Rogue before. And I like the theme of secrets returning to Rogue in general. I also think that giving Rogue, some way to, leverage, like right now, this is an extremely powerful card with like Evil Miscreant, right? Something like that. Your opponent's like, oh, I'm gonna go ahead and attack into, kill your small minion, kill your Evil Miscreant, kill like whatever, and you're like, sorry, it's actually, a like Boulder Fist ogre. It's like smush. Oh god, my face. So yeah, I think this is a cool card. Obviously will discourage people from attacking into minions against Rogue if you have a secret in play. And overall, I just think it's pretty solid, pretty powerful. Obviously not able to use this proactively like you can other Evolve effects. But I think this is, in a secret Rogue deck, this will be a very powerful card. Shura's barking. I literally just went and like closed the door because it was like the shit, blinds were rattling or whatever, and now Shura just really wants to go out right now. I'll be right back again. Okay. Shura did use Bamboozle. It's a very Shura-centered meta. I mean, every meta is very Shura-centered. Next up, we have Shadow Jeweler Hanar. 2 costs 1/5. After you play a secret, discover a secret from a different class. This card seems incredibly powerful. Like, this card seems super, super, super good in any kind of secret rogue deck. It's, to begin with, it's a 2 cost 1/5, very, very hard to kill. And then every time you play a secret, you just get a new secret. So, like, if you play this, say you just play this turn 4, play a secret. Opponent doesn't kill it right away. Okay, next turn you're like, secret, 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 secret. It's like, actually just seems fantastic. And I feel like Secret Rogue, obviously there's no secrets in Rogue over the past year, so it needs some powerful tools in order to justify playing Secret Rogue, and this is definitely a powerful tool for that deck. I think this is going to be one of the most powerful cards in that deck that exists, perhaps the most powerful card in a Secret Rogue deck. And definitely a very, very strong incentive to build that deck in the first place. Now Shira's outside and borking. Next up we have Spy Mistress. 1 cost 3/1 stealth. Pretty simple. Very good and aggressive rogue deck. If you're looking to be like a face style rogue, this is as good as it gets, right? You just get a 3 power guy your opponent can't kill before it gets a chance to attack. Very, very powerful. I do like the fact that Rogue getting some stealth themed stuff, because that's obviously a core element of the idea of Rogue. And I don't think this is like busted or anything. Worgen Infiltrator, with +1 attack isn't gonna, ruin the metagame or anything like that. But I do think this is overall just like a very solid card, and I think that it'll definitely see play in any kind of aggressive rogue deck, and a lot of just tempo decks. Period. because even, a lot of times the weakness, as I mentioned many times in this review, of early 1 health minions, your opponent can kill it with a hero power, and, well, this is stealth. So bare minimum, this is going to get a chance to attack once. Very often going to be able to trade up as well. Shura's come back inside. His Borking may be here very soon. Speaking of stealth synergy cards, and a very good card with the Spymaster, Ash Tongue Slayer, 2-cost 3/2 battlecry, give a stealth minion +3 attack and immune this turn. So again, stealth synergy stuff, very, very powerful. You can play that 3/1 Ash Tongue Slayer it. Boom, 5 damage immune, trade way up. Not even trade, just get them. You can either, not even 5, 6 damage. And you can use this to either just, kill a large opposing minion, or go face for bonus damage. Again, I think that I like the fact that we're seeing stealth synergy cards in Rogue. Feels like secrets and stealth feel like Rogue things that they should be good at, rather than just, the sort of tempo type plays that we've seen before. And I really like this card, and I expect this to see a pretty decent amount of play, if only because I think the 3/1 stealth is so good, and this obviously pairs very well with it. Next up we have Kirsten Vagrant, 7-cost 7/5 with Death Rattle, summon a 7-cost, or a 7-cost. Let me start that part over. Next up we have Kirsten Vagrant, a 7-cost 7/5 with Death Rattle, summon a 7/5 Shadow with Stealth. This feels like it's pretty expensive to be a card that I'm looking to necessarily play in a constructed deck. But it does feel like it's very powerful if you're going to play this in Arena. It seems like crazy busted. But this is very, very good against any kind of removal-based strategy. If your opponent is looking to like AoE you, it's like, oh, okay, well, you killed my 7/5, and now there's another 7/5. I just think it's probably a little too slow, is my guess, for constructed in general, because it doesn't do anything immediately when it hits the board. Doesn't protect you either. But if there's a sort of slower, more sort of controlling rogue type deck, this can be a good way for them to get around removal, to get around AoE, because even if you kill it, it leaves another minion that's even harder to deal with behind. So I don't really expect this to see play, and if it does, I think it's a sort of corner case, weird deck metagame kind of thing. Next up we have Ambush, a secret. When your opponent plays a minion, summon a 2/3 Ambusher with Poisonous. This just seems like a very solid secret. Obviously, this is a secret that's kind of interesting, because that, in the early turns, if you play the ambush, opponent just plays like a small minion, they can easily kill your ambusher. But like, one of the big things about this, like, Rogue is very good at killing small things with dagger and with stuff like backstab and everything. So if you're able to like kind of keep the board clear, it can be difficult for your opponent to get a board presence, because like your sort of mid-game stuff just ends up getting ambushed away. So yeah, I think this is just a generally solid card. Obviously, if you're playing Secret Rogue, not that many secrets to choose from, so this one's going to go in your deck. I don't really think this is a card we're going to see played outside of like Secret or like Highlander type Rogue, because Rogue has so many other good ways to kill or otherwise deal with individual minions. But I do think this feels like a solid secret for the Secret Rogue deck. Similar to this, Dirty Tricks. After your opponent casts a spell, draw 2 cards. There's a lot of spells, right? The fact that this triggers off of coin, you get 2 cards off of it, seems very good. Even against minion heavy decks, they don't have many spells. It's just a very, very solid card. 2 cards is totally reasonable card draw for 2, and very easy condition to meet. So I think this is just a again, solid card. Will go into secret decks. Could even see this maybe going into non-secret decks, because it is so likely to just be a cycle effect. in a lot of situations. You could play like maybe play like one of these in like a miracle style rogue deck, because it can help you just dig through your deck as a cheap way to draw cards. That even if you actually draw it as part of your miracle chain, great, it's a 2-cost spell. And early on, can just be something you play down and can easily cycle through and get you other stuff if your opponent ever plays a spell. Next card. Next up is Greyheart Sage. 3-cost 3/3 battle cry. If you control a stealth minion, draw 2 cards. Another stealth synergy thing. And this is a powerful one. It's draw 2 attached to a 3/3 is very, very good. Between this and the ambusher that gives +3 attack and immune, there's a lot of incentive to play stealth minions and rogue in this set. So I can easily see rogue being pushed in that direction. A lot of the problem that you end up having in rogue minion based decks is they do sort of run out of resources. Obviously, that's not necessarily the case in the world of Galakron rogue decks right now, because Lackeys, Togwaggle, all that action gives you a lot of extra resources. But if you're trying to play a non-Lackey based deck, if you're playing more sort of traditional tempo rogue style deck, running out of cards happen a lot. And this is, a card that can go into a sort of stealth tempo rogue style deck and dig you for more resources while being a totally decent body. 3/3 for 3, obviously not incredible by any means, but 3/3 for 3 that draws 2 cards is pretty amazing. And next we have Blackjack Stutter. This is serious. This is a 1-cost 1/2 battle cry. If you control a secret, return a minion to its owner's hand. It costs 2 more. This is basically a 1-cost targeted freezing trap if you have a secret. And this is if you have a secret, it's so cheap to use this that this feels like one of the major powerful cards in the rogue secret decks. This card is I feel like very, very strong. And obviously, in order to get rogue to play secrets, they got to have good reasons to play the secrets. This and the discover a secret when you play a secret are all the reason I need. I feel like you have just a lot of tools into a rogue secret deck that seem very powerful. Figure out the rest of the surrounding shell. Obviously, feels like the big open question. But sap is already obviously a powerful card in rogue. This is a cheaper, better sap if you have a secret. Obviously, it's a minion rather than a spell, which on the one hand means that you can't cycle through it and prep it out and use Auctioneer or whatever, but it also means you can Shadow Step it. You can Blackjack Stunner, Shadow Step, Blackjack Stunner, and bounce your opponent's things and force them to not be replayed on curve because of the freezing trap style effect. So I feel like this is very, very powerful and definitely a strong incentive to build Secret Rogue. And the last card, let me start that over. And the last card we have in Rogue, another card for Stealth Rogue, or just for a Rogue deck, a 3/4 Stealth for 3. That's already pretty good, right? A 3/4 Stealth, this can trade into things. Your opponent can't stop it from being able to trade into things or get the damage in because it's stealth. And then the prime you get in your deck is a 6/5 permanently stealthed for 6, which means your opponent can never attack it, can never target it, can never silence it unless they have a mass dispel. This card, I think, is pretty sick. And I do want to point a couple things out. One, obviously can go very well into the stealth deck because the stealth deck cares about having stealth minions. But 2, this synergizes very well. Both halves of this synergize very well with the stealth cards that we've seen, the stealth synergy cards that we've seen. Akama Prime, obviously one of the drawbacks of the Prime cards is that, well, you have to get the thing to die and then find the other one. Having the stealth guy that draws you cards makes you get that much closer to Akama Prime. Then once Akama Prime comes into play, you can use the guy who gives immune to your stealth minions to attack a Kama Prime into your opponent's things, kill them, and a Kama Prime will just never die. Your opponent will never be able to kill it because it's stealth. It just seems really sweet. This seems like a very powerful card that really gives you massive rewards for your stealth deck. Or you can just play this in a rogue deck and feel fine about it, because 3/4 stealth for 3, by itself is just pretty good. And then the reward of getting a 6/5 permanently stealth for 6, you can just keep hitting your opponent in the face. They can only ever AoE away, is pretty powerful. Also, in rogue, you can play stowaway. Stowaway, you don't have like academic espionage and stuff anymore, but being able to stow away and get your Akama Prime immediately after your Akama dies is also pretty appealing. So I'm excited about this. I think this is a cool card. I typically tend to be the person who plays, at least in Hearthstone, the more controlling decks that are looking to stop my opponent from beating me up and get to the powerful late game. But this is the sort of thing that gets me to play aggro, because I like this. And that's Rogue.